we as Black Americans, we look at other Black people as family. So we don't look at tribes and understanding where they come from. And like I said, they walked in on a war that they didn't understand. Yeah. And so they wanted to, so they separated with tribes instead of collectivism. But go ahead, Tim, speak.
Yeah, I'm saying when you had made that statement one time, that's what said, you know what? I said, you know what? He's 100% right. I can't go on with the bullshit. He said they walked into a war.
Yeah.
And you're right. They walked into a war and they didn't understand it. I remember a long time ago I watched a program where an African lady said that when she first came to America, you know, they were showing videos and telling them to stay away from Black Americans.
Exactly.
They are violent.
Yeah.
So I'm telling to myself, like, you know what? How long had they been showing videos with all these guys that came here? And then they got the wrong aspect of us, and we get one of them.
All the time.
Watchtower.
All the time. They can't come in. They couldn't come in here unless they were on the coon train. They were that they took those classes. Damn, boy, I can't get his ass. That they took those classes about staying away from us and not having anything to do with us. But we should have known that. You know, that the embassy, the American embassy, before they allowed people to relocate over, that they were going to be gave a certain spiel, a certain information to keep us divided. But like I said, we didn't understand tribal culture. We didn't grow up in no tribes, so we didn't understand none of that shit.
Right. Because you know, I never understood. You know, I heard one guy said, we use the word Africans. They don't even use the word. They use the word where they tribe, what their country is.
Exactly. They don't use the country. They use the tribe. The Igbo, the Hausa, the Fulani, the Yoruba, the Kamba, their Lua, their Kikuyu, the Zulu. That's what they use. So that's what they mean when they talk about their culture. Their culture is their tribe. So when they talk about Black Americans who would have the biggest culture, they didn't see that because we're collective. They didn't see because we're not a tribal people. So that's what they talk about. Oh, you guys don't have no culture. They mean their goopy tribe 10 speed. And our culture is bigger than any of their tribes. That's why our culture is the number one culture on the planet. Black Americans' culture is everywhere. It permeates the planet. And so they also deal with a little bit of jealousy from them. Our culture permeates the planet. Their little small tribe doesn't permeate shit. Doesn't even permeate their own country, let alone the whole world. Our culture, since it's collective, it permeates the whole world.
Yeah, and you know, like you said, it is a vision. I remember, like I said, a friend, she was telling me that, I guess she lived outside of a place called Tottenham, England. In England, she was saying how there was so much division between the Jamaicans and the Nigerians in the 90s and early 2000s. That they had a thing going on over there in UK and everything. So the division has been going for a while. I think social media is bringing it out because social media wants for it to come out.
And of course. Yeah, they want that. They want the more division because they see as America starts to collapse and Europe starts to collapse because inflation, we can't afford anything. And that's just going to go to we just collapse because the American dollar, the dollar's losing its cachet around the world. It's becoming devalued. So first it's going to go to inflation, then the hyperinflation because we are a part of the declining empire. So the whole thing is they know Africa's on the rise, so they're going to try to stop the unification of African people because as you come together, you become the power. And that's what the tribal Negroes have got to understand. The tribalism cut you off from everybody. You lose power by doing that. And that's what someone started to figure out, that tribalism is whack. But
yeah, I'm talking to a brother yesterday. I'm not sure what he said. He's talking about that there was an African leader over there who basically telling all Africans, he said there's really no true African union. It's all fake. He was telling me that they just got, you know, one brother over there trying to stand up to everybody, but then, you know, they still selling land and everything else to China.
Well, that depends. That depends on what country. See, some countries. See, you got too many of these countries. What country? We know Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. They've outlawed Chinese people owning land. So so you can't be definitive about just say, oh, they selling land. What country? Some countries are, maybe like a Zimbabwe was doing it. I know They were looking, trying to get parts of Tanzania, but Tanzania stopped it. They said no.
Okay, that's good.
Nigeria said no. No, they're not letting you own the land. That's a no. They said no. So, not many countries in Africa are going to let the Chinese own the land. They let them lease it.
Are they trying to build? Because from what I was told by a brother, not sure, I know that I probably missed a show you might have done, but they were saying that Chinese trying to expand in all African countries, also in all Black Caribbean,
of course,
all Black Caribbean islands and stuff too. So my thing is, if they doing that, and I'm sure that economy is about to collapse too.
Well, see, but understand that they, unlike Black Americans, we're gonna be by ourselves. China knows they're gonna go out and try to conquer, the rest of the world. They're not gonna play no silly games about not going out and taking land and trying to build themselves up. Only Black Americans do the FBA. Let's all be FBAs and don't build shit and don't have nothing. Yay, that's great. That don't make any sense. The Chinese are trying to go out there and trying to dominate. That's what. Yeah. So I think in the Congo, the Chinese are trying to get land. It's like the United States got some land from Congo because of the wealth. Africans got to understand, none of these goopy FBAs, that Africa is the wealth of the planet. Africans are exploited because that's the continent that moves everything. That's the continent that fuels Europe, Asia, and America. That's why there's a fight on for it.
Okay. But I was wondering, Africa get all these resources, and why they have not yet, maybe they have done, but build the material to bring and harvest those resources and everything like that.